Hello, can't really see me, it's kind of dark. We're at the RHS at Bridgewater and I thought I'd bring you round and show you the garden in the lights. So here we go. Hope you enjoyed that little sneaky peek of the gardens. Oh, faces. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for coming with me. A little bit of Christmas. And I'd just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And thank you for tuning in to the Wobble Gob 2024. This is the last episode this year, I think. I would imagine it will be. You never know though, you know me, once I start chuntering. Just keeps on going, keeps on going. So one last little thank you. Try and turn around and get all the lights behind me. Full on Christmas, there we go. There we go. So, Merry Christmas everybody. Thank you for supporting me. I really, 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 really appreciate it. And I'll see you in 2025. See you later. Ta-da. Happy New Year, everybody. Cannot believe it's 2025. Ready to start a new year. So I hope you just enjoyed that little bit of my end of 2024 going to the RHS Gardens, and I can't put a little few bits of Whitby on there. And then we ended the year in Filey, just Robert and I, just a couple of days in the van, which was lovely. We're both full of cold, which is a great way to end the year. Neve came home from uni with a cough and she's given it to everybody, but we're a lot worse than her. So I have to say I'm a little bit fed up of coughing. But anyway, we're starting a new year. So I thought I'd start off with Wobble Gob 47. We're getting old now. Welcome to anybody that's new to Wobble Gob. Wobble Gob is me, I'm Anne. I am a Wobble Gob from Barnsley originally. And the name comes about because I was a very, very chatty child, and my mum just used to call me a Wobble Gob. And there she goes again, Wobble Gob. So it kind of stuck. And if you've watched any of my videos before, and there's loads on there you can have a look at, you'll realise that, yeah, once she starts, she doesn't really shut up. So into 2025. So what's going to be going on? I've got some stuff to share with you off my desk. We have got a couple of shout outs. I've got my Wellness Wednesday, so I'm going to try and get into a bit more of a routine of doing a Wobble Gob on a Wednesday. If I can't do it, I'll post something, but yeah, I just want to share what's going on, really. Share the textile yumminess, what's going on in my life. If you're interested, you might not be, but yeah, it's just me, really. Just chunching on about my wanderings and ponderings of Anne, the little Wobble Gob from Barnsley originally, Brighouse now. And I've got to stop saying I've noticed I say that a lot, but it probably mean that I'll probably say it even more now. You never know. Anyway, let's crack on. So hopefully 2025 is going to bring an absolutely fantastic year for everybody, and I will share what's on my desk. Not a lot on my desk, actually, because I've done it again. It's always one of them things, isn't it? When you say to yourself, I've got to stop saying that, then you just can't help but saying it. So, a couple of things then that I've got. Lovely fabric. I am usually an advocate of using up what you've got, but there is an online shop called So Scrumptious, who unfortunately they're having to close, and they're having a sale. So I went and bought a selection of fabrics from them. I've got some Liberties, and they're selling like just fat quarters, I think these are. Yeah, fat quarters, like £2.50. And I have got fabrics from them before, and it's really sad that fabric shops are beginning to go. So I just thought, oh, even though I don't need any fabric, I just thought I'd do a little bit of a stock up. You never know. I will use them all. And I think because I've just bought small pieces, I am more likely to use them. So what I will end up doing is I'll cut slices off all of them and just add them to my stash. So they might get used in this year's projects. You never know. This is what I got. This was my book on my book list for my kids when, like, if you don't know what to get your mum, get her a book. I went on a workshop with the West Yorkshire Print House, looking at screen printing and making your own screen printing inks, and I really enjoyed it. And there is a company, and I can't remember the name, let me just double check, that I am going on a workshop with later this year, and it's a couple that I have wanted to do a workshop with in such a long time. I saw it the first time, it was at in Huddersfield at Calder Graphics, and I'm not going to be able to find it now. And I wanted to go and do a workshop with them. Let me have a look. Sorry, I've gone quiet now. Oh, there we go. So it's exploring natural art materials and wild colour, and it is a couple from
Scotland that come down. I'll put some more information out about it later on. But anyway, you go and you make your own paints, I think possibly pastels, and I'd heard of Caroline Ross that had done this before, and I'd asked the kids for the book. So I've got the book, I've started reading it, it's very exciting. I've got a feeling this is going to be another rabbit hole that I'm just about to head down. But it's about just making your own watercolours and gouaches and using nature's colours and local colours just to start making your own paints, watercolour palettes and things like this. And I'm really looking forward to having a go at doing this. So I went foraging on the beach to go and collect some bits and pieces. Some of them are still in the van at the moment, but I got some chalk from Flamborough Head. I found out that Flamborough Head is not the best place to go for like natural stones and things like that, because everything's pebble, so pebble won't work. But then when we were at Filey, because they have the landslips and stuff like that, I've got some mud and I've got some yellow and some red stones, I think, to have a play with. Found a bit of fabric on the seaside. You can't not pick up fabric. And I've added to my driftwood collection, because you use these to make your own paintbrushes and pens and things like this. So I'll record everything that I do this year. But this is a new rabbit hole that I'm going to be going down. Very, very excited about that, just to start making my own bits and pieces. And hopefully, if this works out, then some of the paints and things like this that I'll be making, I will start using in my own work. So that's kind of exciting. So I'll be looking as well as how can I apply these to textiles, because I do watercolour onto my textiles, onto my fabrics with my big hoops in a hoop. So I'm hoping to create some really nice colours from this and start working with that as well. Then when I came home, very, very excited, I have now got my own washi tape that's just arrived. This will end up in my shop at some point, maybe next week. So it basically is For the Love of Stitch. It says Anne Brooke on it, because obviously that's me. So for the Soul, So Happy, Wobble Gob, and then it goes back to the For Love of Stitch. I love using washi tape. I use it in my sketchbooks and everything, and I've always wanted to design my own, so I've finally gone and done that. So hopefully, once I get back to work next week and everything's gone a bit more normal, there'll be some tapes and things like that in the shop. Right, so I think that's all the bits and pieces that I've been doing like that. But then obviously the big things that have happened just at the end of the year was we finished our 2024 projects. I'm going to blow my candle out, because the last time I had a candle and I put this out, I set fire to it, which I don't particularly want to do now. It is absolutely completed. So we had our 24 blocks. No, we didn't do 24, we did 52. 52 blocks. So the idea with this project was, it's a big piece of fabric. It's probably around about an A2 piece of fabric that's sectioned off into 52 little blocks. And then each week I gave a prompt that inspired the sewing for that week. Thank you to everybody that took part. I keep having a look at them on the Facebook page. Oh my goodness me, you are so talented. There are so many beautiful pieces and some beautiful, beautiful colour combinations. I like looking as well when I see that people have gone rogue, and it's like, well, I'm not doing a cat, I'm doing a dog, or I'm not doing a Christmas tree, I'm just doing a tree, or I'm not going to do that at all and I'm just going to do my own thing. I love that, because the idea with this is it's just a prompt. If you didn't do it and you fancy doing it, it is actually on my website as a bookable digital workshop. So if you fancy having a go and you didn't have a go when we did it last year, then there is the workshop you can now purchase on my website if you fancy having a go. So you get all the links to all the videos, you get the plan of the actual piece. You don't have to do it like this. I know some people have done them as individuals, some did them in books, some did on a scroll. There's loads of different things, but you will get access to all the videos. So if you fancy having a go, excuse me, that one's over on my website. Not only did we finish that, so that was the bobbing along group, then the what's sewing on group had access to this, but also the stitching hour. I can't get all of them out because we did 12 of these and they won't fit on my desk. So I've got 6. So this was, I suppose blocks were the theme last year, and these were 6 of the blocks that we did. I think this was January, so that was the start of the year and that was the end of the year. And oh, this has just been so lovely. And again, people have been posting pictures on the group saying that they turned it into a quilt, or they've organised it and they've got it actually presented on their wall. That's one of the things I need to do next, is work out where this is all going. But this was brilliant. Again, this is now also available as a workshop on my website shop if anybody fancies having a go. 12 individual pieces of work with the prompts, the video of how I put it all together. And yeah, if you fancy having a go, you can. Thank you to everybody again that joined in. There are some beautiful pieces of work. Get a lot of fabric envy when we do things like this, because everybody goes for their own colourways. So these are my colourways. This is what I love doing. But I do see other people's colours sometimes and think, oh, I really should try and do something a little bit different. But I never do, because whenever I've done that in the past, I've never really liked what it is that I've done. So that was that project that we finished as well. And I cannot believe we are 2 sleeps away from next year's project, the 52 words. That all the information for that is on my new website, and I'll pop a link to that in the description. Thank you to everybody that's joined up. It's gone a bit bonkers this last week with people joining and getting ready to start. There are a couple of teaser videos, so if you don't know what's going on, you can go and have a look at some of my previous videos, and I'll try and put a link to it on the end of this Wobble Gob if you're not quite sure what we're going to be doing next year and you just want a little bit of a taster of what's going on. But yeah, not long. Even if you haven't joined this week, you can join next week, you can join whenever, because you've got access to all the videos. But if you want to get started with everybody, this Friday for the 52 words, and that is the bobbing along group. But if you fancy doing that and also having access to the stitching hour, that starts on Sunday with the first tutorial going out, and the first live is on Monday next week. I'm very excited to get these projects kicked off and underway. So there's 2 different groups. The first group, bobbing along, is just the 52 project. The what's sewing on group is the 52 project and the stitching hour, and there's loads of other things that I'm going to be putting on there. There's other socials, online things and all sorts that you're free to join in. Subscriptions are on the new website, like I say. Bring my little Wobble Gob, look at her, she's just absolutely gorgeous. Harriet was a bit cross that after she'd done it I changed my hairstyle. I might have to get her to do me another one. I just love how there's little things on my desk. So I think that's everything that's from there. So I shall come back. There we go, everything off the desk. Very, very exciting. So I've got my prompts. So shout outs, I do a little bit of a shout out. So if you know of anything that's going on in your area, or you've been to an exhibition or anything like that, I have a Wobble Gob email that you can send me shout outs to, and I will give them a shout out on my channel, let people know, share the textileness. So the shout outs I've got is in January the 25th and 26th, I am over in Garstang with Creative Threads workshops, running 2 workshops over there. The first one is my lino print and stitch workshop that makes a little box, and then I'm also doing my vintage textile hangings. I'm not sure what numbers of places are left or anything like that, but if you're that side of the country or you're near Garstang and you fancy going, you have to book it via their website, not via my website. Then February I am heading down to the Textile East Fair. So this is my first show of 2025. I have got some new kits and things like that that I'm going to be bringing with me. I'll have all my threads, my haberdashery stuff, templates, lots of chat. Mr. B's coming with me as well, so he'll have his bobbins. We'll have the paper jigs, which are they're all new on my website. Yep, Yorkshire button templates. I'll have all the stuff with us down there, so if you can come, that would be absolutely amazing to see you. Please pop by and say hello. And then my first online workshop this year is the 10th, 11th and 12th of March, and this is my book in a tin workshop. So I've shown you these before, these little books. So this is bringing together my love of stitch and paper and bringing it all together in a little book. So I do run this in person, and I have got an in-person one, but I have 2 online ones. And the way that I run the online ones is it goes over 3 days, because it's a lot easier for me to show you something and then you to have the rest of the day to carry on working at home than me just sitting there waiting for you to finish and putting pressure on. So I do it over 3 days. So the one in March is going to be an evening school, so that's going to run approximately 6 till 8ish. There is a little bit of time after that for people to have a chat online and things like that afterwards. But if you can't do an evening school, then in August I am doing a summer school that runs 10 till 12. If you want to do it, but you know you can't make the live sessions, it's perfectly fine, because I record everything and that day you get the recording as well. So if you wanted to work just at your own pace, you can, and you have access to those recordings for the rest of the year. So if you fancy doing a little book in a tin, I send you a little kit out. So I send you the tin and the papers and the paper jig and loads of other little bits and pieces to get you started. So if you fancy doing a little book in a tin, you can book that via my website. So those are my main shout outs at the moment. And then the last bit that I always do is Wellness Wednesdays, because I just think it's really, really important just to think about where you are, I suppose. So these are not New Year's resolutions, because I always think if you do a New Year's resolution, it's just a lot of pressure, and by the end of the week or the end of the month you're like, oh well, that didn't work. So I'm just going to do just 3 things that I'd like to work on. So I got the mind, body and soul. So I thought, right, okay, this is quite holistic, let's go for that. So my mind, I'll share with you just at the end of this my doodle a day. I've set myself a little challenge where I'm going to do a doodle a day. I love drawing, I love doodling, and I don't do enough of it. So I thought I'm going to set myself a theme each month, and I've got my sketchbook ready, and you'll see in the next little video. I'm just going to do a little doodle, and I'll probably take pictures or do little recordings of it and just share my doodle a day. So the theme for this month is it's me. So it's going to be all about me and my thoughts and ideas and little things. So I've done a little doodle to start me off, and I just thought it'd just be either a nice way to start the day while I'm having breakfast, just do a little bit of a doodle, or if I've got to a stage where I've been busy working and I just need a break just to do something else, or I'm just sat on an evening, just want to do a little bit of doodling as well as stitching and things like that. So yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see if I can keep it up. I do know I am being quite realistic that I might not get one done every single day because life gets in the way. But even if it's only tiny, I do just want to try and do that and just get myself doodling again. So that's my mind. My body is walking. This year that's my challenge. I'm going to do walking. So I've got myself a pedometer thing on my watch, and I've set myself a minimum target of what I want to try and do each day. And I'm going to drink more water. So I've got a massive bottle next to the sink, and yeah, I just need, and yeah, if I can, don't want to say the lose weight thing, but if that happened, that would be a bonus. But yeah, I need to be a bit more active, because I have noticed, obviously, because I gave up work 31st of August, I've done my first official term just as me. I have noticed that I am sat a lot, and obviously when I was teaching, I was up and about walking around all day, so I have noticed that I can get to a stage where I haven't actually moved for quite a while. So I thought, right, that would be a really, really good one to do. And I can have it set that if I've been sat too long, it gives me a bit of a buzz and it'll get me up and go and do a bit of a walk round and stuff like that. And then my soul, that's an easy one. So for the soul, that's where it all started back in 2020. Yeah, 2020. When I originally was just going to stitch on a Sunday evening. That's where this all started. And I do just want to say thank you again. I know I've said this a lot, but I really, really do want to say thank you. A lot of people, when I've seen them at shows, have come and said thank you to me for the tags and the flags and the book and all those things that kept everybody going through some quite tricky times. But actually, a thank you from me is really, really important as well, because it gave me a purpose, it gave me something to do, it pushed me and my ideas, and eventually it's meant that I can do this full time, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. For those people that have been here, the hardcore posse, and been here since the very, very beginning, and people that are new, welcome to everything that's going on, and I hope you enjoy the 2025 journey with me. Gets kick-started on Friday. Well, I've kick-started it today with my doodle a day. Oh, and I'm going to be doing a flat lay fry day. So there's going to be on a Friday, I'm just on my Instagram, I'm just going to post collections of things. So I did my first collection at the beach. I just love doing little collections and photos and stuff like that, so I'll be doing that as well. So I just need to get into a routine of what I'm going to do when. My website shop hopefully will get updated over the next few days. I'm just waiting for sheepies to get new stocks of colour in, because I am very low on colours, and I need to get back out to the shed printing templates, and I know that there are some templates that I did before to knit and stitch that I haven't had a chance to get on the website yet. And if you've been following my Instagram, I have been doing another block a day on one of my big templates. It's coming along, it's not quite finished yet, and a few people have asked about, will those be on my website? Yes, they will. I just need to get myself back to work next week, so there's going to be a bit of tidying up and sorting out today, trying to clear the decks so that I'm ready to start next week. So that's it from me. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for listening. This is Anne, Wobble Gob, as usual, signing off with love, hugs, happy stitching, and I'll see you next week. Ta-da!